Let's take a look at some badass women from the earliest days of recorded time to the 21st century. Number 10. Cleopatra VII Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt. Her power and charm allowed her to partner with two Roman leaders, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. If Mark Antony and Cleopatra would have won the battle at Actium, modern life today may have been totally different. Not wanting to take orders from a woman, one of Antony's generals defected, telling Octavian's navy Cleopatra's battle strategy. Number 9. Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was born a slave in 1822. She escaped and returned to the South to free her family and many others seeking freedom. She was known as the Black Moses and a key conductor on what was known as the Underground Railroad. Miss Tubman passed away in 1913. To paraphrase Harriet Tubman, I freed thousands and could have freed thousands more if only they knew they were slaves. Harriet Tubman. Number 8. Marie Curie. Marie Curie was born in Poland in 1867 and pursued higher learning in secret. She moved to France and married Paul Curie. Both shared a Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903. She later went on to win a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1911 for her discovery of polonium and uranium. She became the first female professor at the University of Paris in 1906 and was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and the only woman to win a Nobel Prize twice. Number 7. Bessie Coleman. Born to sharecroppers, Bessie Coleman always dreamed of flying. In 1921, she became the first Black and Native American woman to earn her aviator's license, although she had to go to France to achieve this feat. Despite the racism that she faced, Miss Coleman became the most famous aviator and stunt pilot of her time. Bessie Coleman met her untimely death in 1926 as a passenger in a plane when she was thrown from the plane, falling to her death. She was only 34 years old. Number 6, and my personal favorite, Josephine Baker. Josephine Baker was born in 1906 and left home at the age of 13. She was married twice before the age of 16. She joined a vaudeville act at age 19 and sailed for Paris, where she became an overnight sensation. She became fluent in French and spied for the French resistance in World War II, spoke out against racism in the United States, and refused to play before segregated crowds. She adopted children from all around the world and dubbed them the Rainbow Tribe. Number 5. Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday was born in 1915, and her influence on the jazz world is legendary. But a lesser-known fact about Billie Holiday is her stance against racism and a segregated America. Her signature song, Strange Fruit, made people feel very uncomfortable, and it brought to light the terrorism being committed against Black Americans. The relentless harassment she endured by law enforcement due to her drug dependency led her to an untimely death in 1959. Lady Day. Number 4. Rachel Carson. An early leader of the environmental movement, Rachel Carson's book, Silent Spring, brought to light the devastating effects pesticides were having on the environment, for which she was vilified.
The major claims in Miss Rachel Carson's book, Silent Spring, are gross distortions of the actual facts, completely unsupported by scientific experimental evidence and general practical experience in the field.
Number 3. Fannie Lou Hamer. Fannie Lou Hamer was a sharecropper subjected to terrorism, beating by law enforcement, and unauthorized sterilization by the state. She was the vice chair of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party and a leader of the civil rights movement, and a powerful voice for the oppressed.
That 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse in Indianola to try to register to become first-class citizens.
Number 2. Barbara Jordan. Barbara Jordan served as a member of Congress and the Senate in the 1960s and 70s for the state of Texas. She was the first black woman to deliver a keynote address at a Democratic National Convention and a contributing factor in the resignation of President Richard Nixon.
A president is impeachable if he attempts to subvert the Constitution. If the impeachment provision in the Constitution of the United States will not reach the offenses charged here, then perhaps that 18th century Constitution should be abandoned to a 20th century paper shredder.
Number 1, Malala. Malala was shot in the head in 1912 for wanting to receive an education. In 1914, she became the youngest person to receive a Nobel Prize for not remaining silent.
And out of that silence came thousands of voices. The terrorists thought that they would change my aims and stop my ambitions. But nothing changed in my life except this. Weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born.